Hello friends, welcome back to Clear Speak Academy. In today's English lesson, we will explore the story of Emma. You will learn useful vocabulary commonly used in daily life. It's also a fantastic opportunity to practice and improve your English speaking and listening skills. Listen carefully. Emma sat on her bed, staring at the mirror on the wall. She didn't like what she saw. Her hair was too curly. Her nose was too big. Her skin wasn't smooth like the girls in magazines. She sighed and looked away. "I wish I looked different," she whispered. Emma was 16 years old. She lived with her mother and younger brother, Liam. Her father had left when she was 10. Since then, Emma had felt empty. She often thought maybe he left because I wasn't good enough. At school, she didn't have many friends. She was quiet and shy. Other kids laughed and talked, but she always felt like she didn't belong. Why can't I be pretty and confident like them, she thought. A hard day at school. One morning, Emma walked to school, feeling nervous. Today was picture day. She hated taking pictures. She knew the camera would make her look worse. When she reached school, she saw a group of girls standing together. They were laughing. Emma knew them: Sophie, Mia, and Lily. They were popular and always looked perfect. Sophie saw Emma and smirked. "Oh, it's picture day. Emma, are you ready?" she said in a teasing voice. Emma felt her face turn red. Yeah, she mumbled and walked past them quickly. "She always looks scared," Mia whispered to Lily. Emma heard them and felt a lump in her throat. She wanted to disappear. 3. The picture. When it was Emma's turn for the photo, she sat on the stool and forced a small smile. The photographer took the picture. "Next," he called. Emma rushed away, feeling embarrassed. She knew the picture wouldn't look good. She wished she could hide from the world. At lunch, she sat alone. She watched other students talk and laugh. She wanted to join them, but she didn't know how. "Nobody likes me," she thought. "Maybe I don't deserve friends." 4. To school, Emma walked home slowly. She stopped at a small park and sat on a bench. Suddenly, she heard a voice. "Emma." She turned and saw Miss Harper, her English teacher. "Are you okay?" Miss Harper asked, sitting beside her. Emma nodded, but her eyes were sad. Miss Harper looked at her gently. "You don't have to pretend. I can see something is bothering you." Emma hesitated, then sighed. I don't like myself. Feel ugly. Feel useless. I feel like I don't belong." Miss Harper frowned. "Who told you that?" Emma shrugged. "Nobody. I just know it." Miss Harper thought for a moment. Then she said, I used to feel the same way when I was your age." Emma looked at her in surprise. "Really?" Miss Harper nodded. "Yes. But one day I realized something. The mirror doesn't always tell the truth." Emma frowned. "What do you mean?" "The mirror shows what you look like," Miss Harper said. "But it doesn't show who you are. It doesn't show your kindness, your dreams, or your heart." Emma was silent. She had never thought about that before. Miss Harper smiled. "You are more than what you see in the mirror, Emma. Don't let your reflection decide your worth." Emma felt a small warmth in her heart. It was the first time someone had said something like that to her. That night, Emma stood in front of her mirror again. She looked at her face, her hair, her eyes. She still saw the same girl. But she remembered Miss Harper's words. "Maybe I am more than this reflection," she thought. She touched the glass lightly and whispered, "Maybe the mirror lies." For the first time in a long time, she felt a tiny bit of hope. Emma woke up feeling strange. Something was different. She didn't feel completely happy, but she also didn't feel as heavy as before. She got up and stood in front of her mirror. The same face stared back at her, but today, she didn't feel like looking away immediately. She remembered Miss Harper's words. "You are more than what you see in the mirror." Emma took a deep breath. "Okay," she whispered. "I will try." She brushed her hair, put on her favorite blue sweater, and grabbed her school bag. Today, she would try to think differently, just a little. At school, Emma sat in English class, waiting for Miss Harper to start the lesson. "Today," Miss Harper said, "we will do something special. She wrote on the board, "What do you like about yourself?" The class groaned. Some students laughed, and others looked confused. "Come on, Miss Harper," a boy named Jake said. "That's hard." Miss Harper smiled. "I know it's not easy, but I want everyone to write at least one thing they like about themselves." Emma's heart started to race. "I don't like anything about myself," she thought. She looked around. Other students were writing. Some were smiling. Others were thinking. Emma stared at her blank paper. Her hands felt frozen. "What do I write?" Miss Harper walked around the room. When she reached Emma's desk, she whispered, "Just one thing, Emma. Even if it's small." Emma swallowed. She picked up her pencil. Slowly she wrote, "I try to be kind." She stared at the words. It was true. She always tried to be kind to others. Maybe that was something good about her. When Miss Harper collected the papers, she read some aloud without saying names. "I like my smile. I am good at math. I can make my friends laugh." Then she read Emma's. "I try to be kind." Miss Harper smiled. "That is a wonderful thing to like about yourself." Emma felt her face turn warm. For the first time, she didn't feel invisible. During lunch, Emma sat alone as usual. She took out a book and started reading. A few minutes later, someone sat across from her. "Hey," a voice said. Emma looked up. It was Lily, one of the popular girls. Emma tensed. Is she going to make fun of me? But Lily looked nervous. She played with her fingers and said, "I heard what you wrote in English class. About kindness." Emma nodded, not sure what to say. Lily hesitated, then said, I think that's really nice. And, I wanted to say sorry." Emma blinked. "For what?" Lily looked down. "For not being nice before. I laughed when Sophie made fun of you." "I shouldn't have." Emma didn't know what to say. No one had ever apologized to her before. Lily took a deep breath. "I also feel bad about myself sometimes. I act confident, but I don't always feel that way." Emma's eyes widened. Even someone like Lily feels this way. Lily smiled a little. "Anyway, I just wanted to say that. And, if you want, maybe we can talk more." Emma hesitated. Then, for the first time in a long time, she smiled at someone. "Okay." That night, Emma looked in the mirror again. Her reflection was the same, but she felt different inside. She thought about the day. She thought about Miss Harper's lesson. She thought about Lily's words. For the first time, she didn't just see a girl who wasn't good enough. She saw someone trying. She touched the mirror and whispered, "Maybe I don't hate myself today." And for now, that was enough. Emma woke up and stretched. It felt lighter. It wasn't a huge change, but something inside her was shifting. She got up and stood in front of the mirror. The girl looking back at her was the same. Same curly hair. Same nose. Same eyes. But today, Emma didn't feel the usual hate. She remembered yesterday. Lily's words, Miss Harper's lesson, and the small but warm feeling in her heart. Emma took a deep breath and whispered, "I am more than what I see." It felt strange to say, but she wanted to believe it. At school, Emma sat in her usual spot at lunch. But this time she wasn't alone. Lily sat across from her again. "Hey," she said, smiling. "Hey," Emma replied. They ate in comfortable silence for a moment. Then Lily said, "So, what do you like to do?" Emma hesitated. "I like reading." Lily's eyes lit up. "Me too." "What kind of books?" Emma smiled, feeling a little more relaxed. "Mostly fantasy. I like stories where people find themselves." Lily grinned. "That's cool. I love fantasy too. Have you read?" Their conversation flowed easily. Emma couldn't believe it. For the first time, she was talking to someone without feeling like she had to hide. When lunch ended, Lily said, "We should talk more. Maybe we can read a book together." Emma hesitated, then nodded. "I'd like that." After school, Emma walked to her locker. She heard a familiar voice behind her. "Oh, look, Emma has a new friend," Sophie said, smirking. Mia giggled. "Wow, Lily, didn't think you liked hanging out with people like her." Emma's stomach twisted, but before she could say anything, Lily stepped forward. Actually, Lily said, Emma is really nice. Maybe you should try talking to her instead of making fun of her. Sophie and Mia looked surprised. They weren't used to people standing up to them. Whatever, Sophie muttered, rolling her eyes. They walked away. Emma turned to Lily. You didn't have to do that. Lily shrugged. Yeah, I did. You don't deserve that. Emma felt something warm inside her, something new. For the first time she thought, maybe I do deserve kindness. That night, Emma stood in front of the mirror one more time. She studied her face, her eyes, her hair. She still had days where she felt insecure. She still had thoughts that whispered, you're not good enough. But now she had another voice, a kinder one. A voice that said, you are trying. You are more than your looks. You are enough. Emma touched the glass lightly and smiled. I don't hate myself anymore. And for the first time she truly meant it.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, don't forget to like, comment, and hit that subscribe button. And make sure to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.